babe.
Hi, babe.
We just saw Sinners after weeks of everybody telling us to see Sinners. And we are... Yes.
You should see Sinners.
You should see Sinners. Just
phenomenal.
That was great. That was so
Absolutely
good.
Fantastic.
That was so good. And now we go home because I hurt my foot. I'm never gonna say why. Okay, bye. Going to head outside with a bum foot. This is an experiment to see if I could do any traveling of the sort for the next maybe Allie episode. You've probably seen it on this vlog by now, but I slipped and fell and my foot is in the trash right now. But I'm slowly starting to ease into walking and doing things again, and I'm very nervous about this one. This is a four blocks going, 4 blocks up, so 8 blocks total. And if I can't do this, I don't know if I can do that episode just yet. So I'll have to change my posting schedule a little bit. Trials and tribulations of being human and being a dork. So wish me luck, guys. Oh my gosh. Actually, legitimately concerned that I may have messed up my foot really bad. Walking really slow, but it really hurts. So I might need a podiatrist or Joy. Can you believe we're in June already? I can't believe it. It's a little bit on the chillier side today, so I have a jacket on, but don't be fooled. So the weather's good. I got a new summer drink from Starbucks, and I'm ready to take you guys home so that we can see what June is all about. There's a lot coming. Although with this foot, I don't know. Horchata, oat milk, shaken espresso. New drink for the summer at Starbucks. Went into the outside world with my foot that is not great, and I immediately regretted it. I pinched something. I'm pretty sure I pinched something. And so I'm, like I was saying outside, I think a podiatrist is in order, but I'm a little bit nervous because back in 2020 when we were in Japan, I developed a small fissure on my foot, the same exact foot that I slipped on 2 days ago. I see a podiatrist once a year to make sure that it's still okay, make sure that it's, we're not cracking more. And I fear that there's a possibility that maybe I cracked it some more. I'm leading myself towards a broken foot, maybe, and I don't know, and I'm very, very scared. So I'm going to go to a podiatrist soon. Hopefully I can find an appointment within the next month, because that's a thing in America. Sometimes you have to wait. I think to take my mind off of it a little bit, I'm just going to dig into the numbers, dig into June. Hopefully by the time you've seen this, I managed to make episode 3 of Maybe Allie, but if I haven't, I'll be working on that. I really hope my foot is okay, guys. I really do. I'm very scared. Going to the movies again. Excuse you. kidding. Going to the movies again. Babe, we're seeing Final Destination Bloodlines, yes? Tony Todd's last film. R.I.P. Miss him dearly. And I'm wearing I've injured my feet sneakers. So there's that. Alright, let's go to the movies. It's been rainy like most of the week. Plus, with my foot injury, I haven't been able to like go out and film. It's been really depressing. Really depressing. One thing I could count on though, firming collagen prep serum from the outset. Anyone ever wanted to know how I get that really nice youthful look? Products with collagen. Products with collagen. Collagen is already something that's like well within your body that helps the elasticity of your skin. And so using it to help firm your face a little bit, just want to avoid the eye area, use something different for that. I love the outset. ScarJo, good looks with that because I mean she's got beautiful skin. I don't like to like swoosh on because I like to babysit my products because sometimes, you know, skincare costs a lot. I go for the neck too. I just want to be outside filming this video and it's just so annoying. Don't know. There's always something out there, I swear to God. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's always something out there. I really like the outside, can you tell? The Lip Oasis treatment. Oh my God. So good. So what I've essentially done is gotten ready for a day inside because it's raining. All day today I've gotten the joke that it's London out there. But I think what I'm gonna do is I planned on doing voiceovers for that particular episode, and maybe Alice, I think I'm gonna do the voiceovers today and then put them into my editing software, which is CapCut, and just doing what I can with these videos. Tomorrow it's gonna rain too, so I just have to get really creative with my time because I've already done everything most of the things I wanted to do this week, so just nothing to do, and it's just so annoying. So annoying. I hate it. Okay, let's get to work. When I tell you that not even I understand today's fit, I mean that with all sincerity. I don't understand what I'm wearing because I need everything to be loose because I feel horrible. My stomach feels horrible. But also, like, we're going to see Mission Impossible tonight, but also, my leg is still in shambles, my foot injury, and my knee is still in shambles because of the scarring from that. And like, it's raining outside too, so now I have to wear the rain shoes with the boots, but I don't want to wear jeans because I don't want to rub my knee because my knee has the scar. I'm just wearing an outfit, and for some reason I think I'm just gonna add this coat to it and hope for the best. Thank God I live in an area where like no one really knows me per se, so like me walking out on the street right now is not going to do anything to me because no one is going to see this except for you guys, however many of you see this weeks from now, so that'll be great. In other news, let's go see what Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning is about. Bye guys. finally leaving the house after a week of nursing my knee and nursing my foot. So I'm going to head to the West Village because I've been meaning to forever now. And this is really testing my patience. It's testing my will. It's testing a lot for me. And when I get tested like this, I usually like to pass. So we're doing it. We're going to do it. So today is a Soho day. I normally don't like being in Soho at this hour. It's like about to be 2 o'clock. A lot of the younger kids, like high schoolers, they like love Soho after they get out of school. But I sort of started my day a little late, so I kind of have to go a little later now. So we're going to explore Soho. It's just life is lifing me right now hard. And so it's hard to work the motivation to get up and go and vlog, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna have some fun. I got some places in mind I want to go to, and yeah, we're just gonna explore. Happy to be home, happy to be in my robe, happy to be relaxing. My foot is feeling pretty good, thankfully. I don't know. It's one of those things where like I have to be very ginger about my foot for the rest of my life. So it's one of those things. I think for June, I was looking at my Notion calendar, and I think that what we want to try and do is to always increase the watch hours, get to 700 subscribers, and work on live streaming outside. I've started live streaming, which was the goal from last month, but now I want to try and see if I can do some live streams outside, what that consists of, and, just like if this is even a thing that's worth trying and doing. So that's some of the bigger things. This month is a little easier for me too, because a lot of the vlogs that I want to make just so happen to be inside vlogs. They're inside vlogs on purpose a little bit. I don't always want to do a traditional vlog where I'm always going out and about. Sometimes that gets a bit expensive for me, and I don't really have like a giant income right now. So it's one of those things where it's like the less I'm outside, the better, because it's less spending for me. Oh my God, what is happening here? Okay. So like the less I'm outside, obviously I'll go outside for walks and what have you. But if I had it my way, I would be inside more and just do my daily walks, half-hour walks, where I'm not having to spend anything. Because every time I go outside, I always end up spending on stuff. So if I don't go outside much, we'll be all right. Which leads me to my first Q&A in a few weeks, which I'm terrified about. Anytime where I have to loosen control on what I'm doing, I get nervous because people are very unpredictable. So if you guys have any questions for me, I'm going to ask on Instagram too. I'm going to ask in a community post as well. If you guys have questions for me, I would love to see them and answer them in a Q&A towards the end of the month. But I think that is what I want mostly June to be. I'm gonna be a bit of a homebody, but that's by design, and it is gonna be summer, but I have a lot more planned in July and August in terms of being outside and experiencing summer proper. This is more of a administrative month, I feel like, where it's a lot more work in terms of organizing files and video and this and that and the third, so that I could bring you guys the best content that I can. Whew. All right. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish up everything in my Notion calendar, and then I'm going to edit a vlog for you guys. It doesn't usually take me so long anymore, thankfully. I think the Maybe Allie episodes take longest now. So, small wins. We get wins where we can. Yeah, let me go do that. Summer in New York just feels like possibility. It's hot, it's loud, it's all kinds of messy. But you throw on a cute outfit, grab an iced coffee, and suddenly you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Let's start the vlog. Hey guys and dolls, Allie here, and today we are living in my kitchen. Well, not really living in the kitchen, but we're going to be primarily in the kitchen. But we're not cooking. We're going to look at some outfits that I'm planning on wearing throughout the summer here in New York City. I'm going to show you generally like what I wear usually, but also the brands, the price points, and just generally what you'll find me in, because it's not going to be luxurious in any way. It's just going to be put together as well as I can manage, because I'm not the richest person in the world. You're going to see a lot of brands that are normal to everyday people like you and I. I'm talking like Uniqlo and Gap and J. Crew for some. I'm talking Old Navy. So, there are options, and they're all over the place. I like to think that in this little mini video, you'll also just kind of get a peek at my kind of style. It is very relaxed. It is very much not norm. It's very much all about comfort, because I am a plus size woman. Right now I sit at like a 14, 16, although I was smaller a few years ago. I gained some weight since my mother died. It happens. You'll see lots of denim. You'll see blazers. You'll see favorite belt, my favorite bags that I'm wearing currently. And this is the first time I'm doing one of these. So if you happen to like it, please feel free to leave a comment below and tell me which outfit you like the most. And let's get started. Unpopular Allie here. I'm here for a vibe check, a gauge check. Are we liking this video so far? You can be honest. Tell me in the comments. I will not be upset. It's a little bit different than my other stuff. Again, next time I do one of these, if I do one of these again, I probably won't do it in my kid shit. I hope you guys are liking this one. This is your neurotic friend Allie, who's unsure of this video, asking for a vibe check. If you dig it, leave the shopping bag emoji in the comments if you're digging it. That'll tell me. That, or just literally tell me. Okay, let's go back to the video. Let's go back to it. Guys and dolls, if you liked today's video, I want you to leave me a comment below. Tell me what you liked about it. If you like this format of video, should I keep doing stuff like this, or do you prefer me to just be outside, out and about? Let me know. Any and all comments are worth my time here. Also, we are working our way to 700 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the month. So if you know someone who might like what they see on my channel, please tell them to subscribe. Tell them to get, look around at a few videos first, and then tell them to subscribe to the channel so that we can work our way to 700, because I can't believe we're even remotely close to 700. That's already just such a wild thing to say. So I thank you guys and dolls from the bottom of my heart for even being here. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. It has been a pleasure to show you just a tiny, tiny bit of my closet. And who knows, maybe like during the summer, I will, do a little bit of shopping. In doing so, I'll take you guys with me, because it's time to shop for a few new things, now that I think about it. All right, guys. Besitos. I'm doing that thing again where like I know I'm supposed to be live in 2 hours, but I'm going to go get coffee and I'm procrastinating like crazy about it. I love my lives, don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes it's depleting. Sometimes it's depleting to have to sit there and structure almost an entire hour of content, and then a lot of it is on the fly too. Like I have a script and I have an outline or what have you, but like a lot of it still got to come from me. So it's hard. It's hard. Let me show you guys these new shoes that Armand got me from Dr. Scholl's. If you're not getting stuff from Dr. Scholl's, I highly suggest you do. It just makes sense that they would be making shoes because Dr. Scholl's, look at the padding. And then the padding on the inside is, it's an old girl like me. It's a dream for an old girl like me. Dream for me. Because I need to be comfortable, especially because my feet are so screwed. And I'm still dealing with the whole thing that happened with my foot a few weeks ago. So it's a whole thing. I look cute today. Maybe I show like a full body video of me. I'm wearing a dress that is sort of moo-moo-ish, but I don't mind. But I'm wearing a dress from Free People that I will show in a sec. But that's the top of it so far. Then of course, mommy's coming with me. And then my Crystal Babes necklace that I love so much with the carnelian crystal, so that could be a boss. So these are the shoes I just mentioned from Dr. Scholl's, and then this is the full dress. I have biker shorts on underneath because men are disgusting outside. I could belt this if I wanted to, but also I don't want to. My boobs are decent size, so what happens with dresses like this is they turn into muumuus almost. But I love this. It's from Free People, and they had it in a billion colors. I liked this one. Well, my size in Free People is an XL, and this was like the only one left in XL, which is fine. Which should tell Free People that like people want to buy their stuff. Anyway, I could belt it, but also there's pockets for snacks. But yeah, let's go get coffee because I want some coffee, and then I'm going to go to my spot, which is literally right over there. If those of you who've watched live streams before, literally right over there. And then we're going to go live. This is probably going to end up on a vlog, but I'm live right now. It is June 4th and I'm live. Hello everybody who's there with me. And this is like a little bit, I want to start doing a little bit of like behind the scenes stuff. So this is me attempting to do that a little bit. I'll be honest with you guys and dolls, I feel awful. I have a doctor's appointment and I don't think I can miss it. So I'm gonna have to just go. This is what the doctor's getting today. It's very low key because I feel awful. My stomach's been acting up and I'm hot and irritated. I feel like I might be lady time. Life is lifing. What can I do? Nice lacy top. Jeans, my Toms, very simple, very effective. It's hot out there. We're not worried about it. We're gonna have a day. We're trying to. today's fit. Going on a little walkie walk with Hubs. I really love what's going on with my hair right now. Babe, do you love my hair right now? He said it looks great. Okay, let's go outside. Guys and dolls, I'm working on 3 different videos at the same time, but I'm also very tired, and I'm also like got a lot on my brain. I've got a lot on my brain. Jupiter's in Cancer now. The last time Jupiter was in Cancer, I met my husband, and it's going to be here for a year. So I'm going to look at it as all of my dreams and all of my aspirations are going to come true in the next year, and I'm going to affirm it and manifest it and work on it. And I am going to do my best to make sure that the little things don't get me as much as they get me. You know, a lot of times that's what happened to my mom, is that she would let the little things get her. And I'm refusing to end up like that. I don't want to. So, we're going to go. We're going to leave, and we're going to go to Williamsburg, and we're going to get some footage. Maybe grab a bite to eat if I feel like it. And I'm going to finish these vlogs. And I'm going to finish these Maybe Allie episodes. And I'm going to do things and be productive and not let things get to me. Not let people get to me. Let's get to work. I've got chicken in the oven, and I've got cauliflower rice with some vegetables, as you just saw, in my pan on the skillet, in my pan. And I'm just home. Today I'm home. I'm tired. We went to go see Ballerina last night, and it was amazing. I forgot to do like a after movie little video with Hubs, but he loved it. I loved it. It was bloody. It was gory. It was everything a John Wick franchise is going to have in it. A little too explainy, like the exposition was a lot at points, and I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm a fan of the universe, so I get this. I get why you need to do it, because you have to reintroduce it so that you can learn to fall in love with Eve, not John. Although the way that they're marketing this film, you would think it was John Wick's movie and not hers, which a little offensive, no? Because like, let the woman lead it. But here we are. So today really was just editing and getting my newsletter out and a lot of administrative stuff. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, why don't you? I washed my hair. Obviously, you can see it's all fresh and cute. That one crazy curl that's doing something. Anyway, I'm gonna eat, watch some news maybe, and then we'll see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, and that's Ali here, and this one's a little bit different than my normal videos. I swear there's a reason why. I felt the need to make this one in particular because I have been noticing that a few of my creator friends have been sort of not necessarily not interested in posting anymore, but have been burnt out, tired out, not wanting to post because they just feel like it's futile to do so. And I felt like it was a good opportunity to tell my story and talk about my YouTube journey and how it's going so far and ways that I have been keeping myself from burnout, so that maybe it might help somebody out there that's just starting their YouTube channel off and not really sure where to go, and maybe they want to make videos like I make, and in the style that I make them, and look at this as more of a Ali wants to help. Ali wants to help and make sure that you guys don't quit YouTube, because I promise, there is joy and there is happiness in it if you just know where to find it and know your real reasons for coming here and for doing this, because this is a lot. So I want to make sure you guys are covered there. And if you don't know who I am, hi guys and dolls, my name is Ali, and I have been on YouTube for 6 months now. I started my journey, I posted shorts in December of 2024, but I really started my journey, my real YouTube journey started in January of this year. I will leave my first few vlogs up in the corner there so that you can get a look at them if you'd like. I've got plenty of playlists you guys can look at. I am a 30-something that lives in New York City, specifically in Harlem, and I just like to show you guys my life and the things that I do in and around New York City. On the occasions when I do travel, I take you guys with me now. I have a New Orleans playlist. I had such a good time there, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about my YouTube journey so far, and why I really don't want you guys to quit as much as I feel like you guys want to. Whoever's out there who is just kind of feeling defeated and unsure, I want you to know that, I was there with you plenty of times, especially in the winter. I'll get into why that was specifically in the winter. But yes, let me chat with you about how I feel about YouTube, and let's get into how and why I decided to start YouTube in the first place. I want to start off by saying that YouTube can be very hard. So when I decided I was going to start this journey, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know what my focus was going to be. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So if you haven't been here, my mother passed away in December of 2023. She actually passed away the day after Christmas in 2023. And while I thought for most of 2024 that I was okay, I quickly realized by the fall that I was not. And I went into therapy, solo sessions. I had the option to choose between group or not. I chose solo. I went into therapy I went into therapy because my mother was an organ donor. And in the state of New York, if you have someone in your life, parent or spouse or what have you, if you're married, what have you, and they have chosen to become an organ donor, you automatically apply for 10 free sessions, therapy sessions. And so I decided to finally take them. Forgive any noise you hear, by the way, guys, because New York City. I decided to finally take advantage of that in October of 2024 after making some very, very poor decisions in my life. I won't get into those, but I just decided that I needed the help. I knew that therapy was going to end at around the beginning of January, and so I wanted a new outlet to help me with healing. I was still healing. I was still figuring out life, what life looked like without my mom. There's all these things I was trying to figure out, right? And so I decided that the outlet that I was going to pick was YouTube. And I picked YouTube because it was right around the time we thought TikTok was about to get banned the first time. And so I decided that I was going to take some TikToks that I had from there over to YouTube Shorts and see how they did. And I started doing that in December of 2024. And I had some success there. And then I thought long and hard about long form and the kind of long form videos I wanted to do. I had no guidance, I watched a few YouTube videos here and there on how others were doing it and slowly started to figure out what my style would be and how I wanted to approach it. And I decided to go more of the not super aesthetic, but like lifestyle vlogger, New York City vlogger, it's like a mixture of like Chelsea Callahan, but also like New York Please, but also Alexis Eldridge, but also, like a few others that I follow and love so much that are based in New York City. So I kind of just wanted to let you peek into my life by way of New York City. I decided that the focal point was going to be me in New York, me and my life here and what that meant. And that's really just how that came about, how YouTube came about. And then the journey into figuring out what long form video looks like, figuring out what styles I wanted, like fonts I wanted, what editing software I wanted to use. The only way you're really going to know and figure out those things is if you keep making videos, right? And so I drummed up a Notion calendar template from Alexis Eldridge, who's like one of my favorite New York City vloggers. She like creates this whole calendar for every year, and I downloaded her 2025 one and I got organizing. Fun fact, I have every video that I want to make planned out until the end of the year. Will other videos come into play? Yes. For example, like I had to switch my schedule around to make New Orleans work, but that ended up being great because those ended up being some of my most popular videos on the channel. So I see that you guys like me to travel. I got hopefully 2 trips coming up towards the end of the year so that I'll be able to take you there. We're thinking Chicago and Seattle, so I'll be able to take you guys there hopefully. You're only gonna know if you post, and so I had to learn that quickly. And then I also realized I didn't have to learn it so quickly. I had time. This is supposed to be a journal of sorts. It's therapy for me. It's showing you guys how my life is and how I'm healing. It's just more front and center, like on social media rather than a text message in a group chat. Like, you guys get to physically see with your eyes how I am doing and then determine whether or not I'm okay. I don't put everything I do on these vlogs because I love my privacy, and I'm choosing to not post certain things. And my husband doesn't love to be on the vlog so much, so he's not really in them so often. But you guys know that he's there and you are aware that he is there, so there's that. It was really just understanding that like YouTube is a long game, and my thing behind it is that I don't necessarily need to be monetized right now. Right now I'm learning how to make long form videos. I'm learning how to edit. I'm learning how to, add cool captions. And I just learned about color grading, and I've been color grading a lot of my videos lately, and fonts, what fonts to use. I'm still working on fonts. If you could watch any of my older videos to now, I change my fonts all the time because I'm still trying to find the ones. That's so difficult, but that's just me, because I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to be aesthetic or not, and it's hard to figure all that out, and it can get overwhelming. So it leads me to my other point, where it's there were times there, especially in the winter, where I really, really wanted to quit. I really wanted to quit. I haven't been seeing a lot of views. You start to think that there's no real value in it, but there always is, because there are always people watching. You just kind of have to wait for YouTube to find the audience for you, and that takes time, especially if you're like someone like me who experiments a lot. Like, I did a cooking vlog, I've done a style vlog, but I've mostly been just like, these are the things I like about New York City, this is what I don't love about New York City, and it's kind of just like, what do YouTube figuring it all out. But I'll be honest, I had a few videos that flopped. I've still got plenty of videos that haven't even broken 100 views, and so that sucks. That you don't want that to be the thing. You want people to kind of embrace your work right away, but you have to realize that YouTube is a long game, and I overthought a lot, and I kept trying to quit, and I kept saying to myself, you have to really start to, why do you feel the need to have so many people watch you and watch this? And I think it's because I know that there's someone out there that is like me, that has lost a parent, wants to figure out how to heal, and they can do it with me, and we can go on this journey together and figure it out. And so I want so badly for people to watch just what healing looks like in real time, because, so I have a few viewers a few family, a few guys and dolls. I call you guys and dolls, by the way, who have mentioned to me in messages, because they'll find me on Instagram and stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram, why don't you? And they'll tell me, like, you can, in my progression in the past 6 months, you can absolutely see that I'm healing, and that I'm getting better, and that life is getting less traumatic for me, and slowly learning accepting what life is like without my mother looks like. And I love that, and I love that for me, and I love that people are noticing, but I also want to take people on that journey with me who are probably going through the same thing, so that they can sort of see what I'm doing, and not necessarily emulate it, but figure it out for themselves too. And maybe having a channel of their own is that journey for them, I'm not perfect. None of my vlogs are perfect. I'm sure there have been people who have noticed spelling mistakes and noticed grammar mistakes and noticed all kinds of things, but I keep going. The biggest thing you can do is to just stay consistent and try to keep going. Have everything planned out. I feel like if you have everything planned out, it makes your life a little easier, because you'll know what to shoot, and you'll know the ideas you have for each month, so you can kind of sort of prep for things in advance. Like, a lot of stuff that I've been doing in the vlogs that feature things in Brooklyn, a lot of those were one or two trips tops. And I just make sure that I film as much B-roll and as much of myself as possible with wherever I'm at, because I know that I can repeat footage, and reuse things. Reuse things, like, it's totally fine too. Anyone that tells you have to start from scratch every time, no, you don't. You really don't. If you aren't noticing, I am using notes. We're being transparent here. A lot of times my vlogs don't have too much structure in them. I like to storytell based on how I edit. So, as I'm editing vlogs, there will be a story in there, interwoven. There will be a guiding baseline story, like a week in my life, the productive week. What do these things look like? Or when I do the Maybe Allie series, I usually do, those are the ones that I edit the most and are very, very structured, because I'm going places and I'm being informative and I'm trying to teach you things. So it's a little different in that respect. I'll have those mapped out pretty early on too. And that's going to save you from burnout. I know that a lot of people tend to think that burnout, happens because you're trying to do too much at once. And I'm here to tell you that if you plan it out in advance, I can't stress it enough, plan your stuff out in advance. You will not have to worry about burnout, because it's already planned for you. You've already done the work. You just have to get outside and do it. Now, I know that, like, things happen, like getting sick, or things happen with family or what have you. Obviously, please don't think that in being consistent you have to post every single day, every waking moment. You don't. Once a week is just fine too. You don't have to have a specific day per se, but I would definitely look at your analytics after you've posted about 20 long form videos. Start looking at your analytics and really looking and seeing when your people are online so that you can best know when to post. I always felt like there's a beauty in documenting my life. I think that's why I chose more of the vlogger centric type of videos, even though I know it's going to take me longer to grow and it's going to take a lot more convincing of people who watch me, because you don't know me yet. But I'm hoping that in watching this you'll get to know me a little bit too, just knowing that in like my heart of hearts that this whole channel is a time capsule for me. It's about a time in my life where I was figuring out what healing is, and a time in my life where I was figuring out what life is like without my mom. And is any of this worth it? The answer is yes. I feel like it is, especially in terms of trying to figure out what your journey looks like here on YouTube when you finally decide to start posting. And even when you're posting and you feel like you want to quit, I implore you to not do that. I implore you to take a few days, and it's okay to take a few days and really get to know what your why is. Why are you doing this? It's the simplest question. Why are you doing this? Monetary, I would hope it's not immediate, like a monetary decision. You want to grow into that. I feel like, you want to get your feet wet and understand your editing style and understand what your brand looks like a little bit before you think about what monetization looks like. I watch my watch hours go up, and yes, it's fulfilling and it makes me smile, but that's not the end all be all. For me, this channel is a time capsule. This channel is a lifeline. This channel, it helps me heal. And it's a thing that I want to do and be able to say when I'm a lot older that it was a beautiful experiment in life. What we do here is art. So all of that being said, when it comes to burnout, I just want to say, please don't quit because it's too quiet. YouTube is a marathon. It is not a race. You are not going to be successful. You're overposting more than your capacity. If you're haven't written down write ideas down first. Download the vidIQ extension. I use vidIQ all the time. They'll tell you a heck of a lot more about how your channel's doing, and they'll give you title ideas. They'll figure out video ideas for you too, and it's all kinds of goodies in vidIQ. So go there and do that. The biggest comparison I can give you is if you upload a video. Like just the other day, I uploaded a vlog, a summer vlog, and 3 hours in, it only had 26 views. But look at it this way. Imagine 26 people in front of you and you're telling them the story of this vlog. That's a lot of people. You're building a tribe out. You're building a community out. My community, you guys are my guys and dolls. Make your channel a funnel for people who want to get to know you, and then be as engaging and be yourself as much as you can. Because if someone likes you once and they'll want to watch more of your videos, and I've literally seen the numbers, and I've seen this happen to me, they'll keep watching you. And sometimes it takes a person maybe 1 to 2 videos, sometimes 3, to figure out if they want to subscribe. So make those things worth it. Is it extra work? Yes, but it's going to be worth it in the end, because when you finally do start building that family, is it going to feel good? For example, I just recently started live streaming a month or 2 ago, and in those live streams, I never had anyone show up, at least for the first 4 or 5. One person here, one person there. I never had anyone show up. It wasn't until last week's live stream where I finally had enough people chatting with me, the live stream itself, to make the live stream, A, go over an hour, B, be fun. Because it's so awkward talking to yourself for an hour and having to sort of make it seem like you're talking to people, because you have to remember, if you want to keep the live streams and keep them as videos, you kind of have to talk to people afterwards. You have to make it look like you're talking to people, right? It was made so much easier for me because people actually showed up, and people actually showed up because I did the work to build a community, albeit it is a small community, but it is a community, and it grows every few days. I'll get a subscriber here, a subscriber there, but it grows, word of mouth and the YouTube algorithm that is on the back end really trying hard to figure out what it is your channel is, and really trying to figure out what it is you want to be. And so you have to really give the algorithm what it needs. What are you? What kind of channel are you? What kind of vlogger are you if you choose the vlogger route? If you want to go more informative, what's your information style? Are you voiceover? Are you not? Are you faceless? Are you not? These are all things that like you have to tell YouTube. The only way you're going to tell them is if you keep feeding it videos and you don't take too long of a break in between. I had to remind myself that people will come, that it's not instantaneous like a Instagram or a TikTok would be. It really is a slow burn. And I think once enough, a lot of people get that in their heads, it'll change for them. It really is about your audience. It really is like, what can I do to make sure that my channel is something you want to keep coming back to? How do I help you? And how do I help you in terms of what you want to see, at least for me, here in New York City? What do you want to do in New York City? Let me make a video about that. It's always just about the two halves. What do you guys want? And then what do I want? And then sort of meeting in the middle and figuring out how we can make both work. And that's part of the reason why I made the Maybe Ali series. Maybe Ali is my blog. It's my blog name. I decided to turn that blog into a video series in which I am exploring New York one thing at a time, whether it be parks, bars is a future one. There is specific neighborhoods I want to see. Like there are things so much in New York City I want to show you. And that's the series where like I'm informative and doing all of that. But the vlogs are the more personal side. That's so you guys can have updates about what I'm doing and how I am and this and that and the third. And all of that to say, if you're thinking about quitting, you started here for a reason, right? Like you started here for a reason. Even if it takes a while for you to see the fruits of your labor, I'm telling you that you will see it. There are so many different ways. If monetization is the goal, there are so many ways and so many things you can do to get there. Some people get there faster than others, but no one is ever going to have the kind of journey that you are currently having. And the journey I'm having towards whatever success I'm looking at for this channel and for this, the brand, I guess you can say. Whatever that looks like for me, I don't know. You aren't going to have my journey, and that's okay. And just remember that no one journey is the same. No one journey it's going to be so much more fulfilling for you. And the story that you get to tell. One day you're going to make this video and it's going to be a lot of the same things I'm telling you now. It's going to be so fulfilling for you because there'll be somebody out there that's going to watch, and there'll be somebody out there that's going to resonate and understand and go, oh my God, she's totally right. But it'll be you, and that'll be your journey, whatever that looks like. And I can't wait to see it. I really can't. Just because you don't see the fruits of your labor now doesn't mean it's not a fruit planting. Plant the seeds, organize more, get your calendar together, be cognizant of what you want to vlog and what you don't want to vlog. Come up with your titles and even your thumbnails a lot of times first before you even start filming. There are a lot of things you can do that if you set it up the right way and set up your life the right way, you could be 1 or 2 videos ahead of your own schedule. Prevent burnout so that you don't want to stop. Like right now, I think I'm about 2 videos ahead. And what that means for me is I have a few days where I can just kind of relax and not worry about the channel, not worry about anything, because all of you have content that you're currently watching and currently bringing the numbers up. I'll leave up my latest video there so that you can watch that. Please do. If you are still here, thank you. Firstly, my true ride or dies, my guys or dolls, I know you guys are still here right now just listening to me babble, but I hope that there was something rewarding in this video for you. I just want to remind you, you are not alone in this. I am cheering all of you guys on. I am cheering myself on. I don't know what the end goal is on this journey is yet. I don't know what that looks like for me because I'm still living it and I'm still doing it, but I'm cheering all of you on, and I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. If it was helpful in any way, I want you to let me know in the comments how it was helpful for you, and then take whatever I've been saying and take it with you onto your journey and figure out what it looks like for you. And don't quit. Don't quit. I promise you, this journey, this YouTube journey, it is rewarding. It is worth it if you just stay consistent, stay persistent. Don't let things get to you. Send this to a creator friend if you feel like they may need a little boost in confidence and love and support. Send me their channels too. I would love to follow their channels and subscribe and support in any way that I can. And just remember that this is not a race. It's a marathon. You're going to be doing this for a long time. Thank you guys and dolls for listening to me. I wish all of you all the best of luck on your YouTube journeys, and I just know that all of you are going to be. I just know it. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my body. I hope that some of you even surpass me. Like, go for it. Go reach for the sky. Like, the sky's the limit. And even then, it's not the limit, right? Thanks for joining me. Like the video, share the video out to fellow creators if you'd like. Subscribe to the channel. We are working our way to 700 subscribers. I'm hoping to get there by the end of the month. We'll see if we do. If we don't, that's okay. I love you guys and dolls. Thanks for always being here, and I will talk to you soon. Hey guys and dolls, Allie here, and today we are doing my first ever Q&A. We're gonna be doing this with all the noise outside because this is the only time I had to film this, and it's New York City, and we're just gonna run on vibes and reduce the sound when we edit this. I asked everybody on Instagram, on YouTube, in my newsletters, on my website. I asked everybody to ask me questions. I wouldn't say I wanted juicy questions, but I definitely wanted fun questions because I wanted this to be a fun Q&A, because much like the last video, you're going to be listening to me talk a lot for the next, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or so. So I wanted to keep it lively and keep it exciting. So you guys asked me some pretty fun stuff, and I was happy to see it. A lot of it I'm not going to answer because a lot of it is just I want to keep things for myself and keep some things private and for me, and or the story that coincides with said question was just a story I didn't want to tell. I am New York's favorite girlfriend. So without further ado, if you are new here, my name is Allie, and I live in New York City. I live in Harlem in particular, and I like to show you guys my life pretty much, and I like to give advice and tell you guys a little bit about New York City as a whole, and I also like to just do quirky videos once in a while, this being one of them. Let's get to the questions. Let's answer the first one. Okay, question one. One thing that people would be surprised to learn about me. Oh gosh, there's so many things. Be surprised that people would learn about me. Oh, I can cross one eye. I can cross one eye. I purposefully don't want children is one that a lot of people get surprised at, because I am a nurturing person by nature and I care a lot. And you would think that that would reflect in me wanting and having some maternal instincts. I have none. I couldn't fathom thinking about having children of my own. I can take care of your kid, no problem. But when it comes to me being able to do it on my own, I don't think I could. I've never had the maternal instinct, really. And also, there are times, and a lot of people get surprised when they hear this about me. There are times where I feel really very much like I care too much about myself. Little bit of like narcissistic tendency, I guess you can call it, or for lack of a better word. I care too much about myself and what I want to do. I'm a little on the selfish side. It comes to me wanting to travel and do fun things, and I don't want to worry about child. Not that other parents would, but I personally just can do it. And so I don't see myself with a child, which, when I started dating and I realized that I didn't want children, it was definitely one of the first things I put out there, because I didn't want to take the time with someone who wasn't going to feel the same way I felt about that. It took a long time to find someone. You'd be surprised at just how many people sort of expect that of you. Even like older people expect that of you, that idea that you're supposed to be maternal in every way and want children in every way. And I just zero desire, never gonna happen. For the love of God, I put an IUD into my body, 8-year one at that, in hopes to, take it into menopause. But your kids are lovely. I love your kids for the most part, except the teenagers when they get out of school at 3:00. If you live in New York, you know. All right, next question. Have I ever had a celebrity sighting? I have had many. And living in New York City, it's a major city, obviously. And so with that comes celebrity sightings of all kinds. I used to live on the Upper West Side. And on the Upper West Side, once upon a time, I'd see like Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick all the time because they used to live there. And I'd see like Richard Kind all the time. And you see a lot of Broadway people, a lot of old school Broadway people live on the Upper West Side. My dream is to see Patti LuPone one day. I know. Right now we don't love her, but once upon a time there was like, oh my God, I wish I could see her. Anyway, but I've met a lot of famous people in retail. I used to do retail before I started doing, being a content creator and doing social media and freelancing on the side. With being in retail, and especially in such a high profile store, I used to work at a hat shop that's still pretty popular to this day. I would see celebrities in my shop all the time, and I used to be the shop manager, and so I have stories for days about like having to protect Kate Hudson from the paparazzi and numerous people that came around. That was a fun story. I've met Meg Ryan once. I helped Ed Harris with a hat. He bought a fisherman's like baseball cap, waterproof baseball cap from me. He was my last customer that particular day. He was the kindest human. I met Hilary Swank. That was fun. I'll never forget that. I've met Andre 3000. I've met Rami Malek. Rami, though, I didn't meet him in the shop. Rami, I met him on the street. Like, I met him in Nolita. And this is back when he was doing Mr. Robot. I've met Robin Williams. God bless him. I miss him so much. And I've probably my biggest get besides like Kate Hudson was Mike Tyson. I know he's not our favorite human being, but I met Mike Tyson when I was young. He was getting one of his daughters baptized, and I was getting my god sister baptized the same day, and it was a hoopla. It was a spectacle in that church. It was hilarity. If I ever find that picture, I'll put it here if I find it. But that was fun. But yeah, New York City. You live here. You're bound to experience a celebrity. Steve Gutenberg walked by me once. It's almost an everyday thing if you're outside all the time, where you and in the right neighborhoods too. Some neighborhoods, if you want to go to, if you're visiting Meatpacking District, you'll always see somebody. Soho, Nolita, you'll always see somebody. Tribeca, you'll always see somebody. You don't see folks too far past like the Upper West Side, like a lot of celebrities, unless they're like of the culture in some capacity. Like if you want to see Dapper Dan, walk around Harlem. You know what I mean? You're not going to find a lot here on up, even like Washington Heights. I think the only celebrity you're going to find in Washington Heights is Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't know many others. That if you know any, put them in the comments so that people can go find them too. I might get in trouble for this one. My most unpopular New York City opinion. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Nobody hate me. My most unpopular opinion is that everybody thinks they're made for living here. And so when they move here and they try to, and most times they fail spectacularly, they're wondering why. It's because you're not made for it. I wish I had like, I could go like more in depth, and I'll give it a try here, but it's because you're not made for it. There is a certain kind of just bullish mentality you need to have to be here. And if you do stay, you have to be able to adapt quickly, and you have to be able to take bullshit. New York is a city where you're taking bullshit all the time from people, from places, from the subways, from everything around you. There's bullshit happening. And so you have to have a tough skin to survive it. I'm born and raised. So, you're talking about me who's like taking the subway alone at 10, 11, 12 years old, who got spit on by a homeless person at least twice in her life, who's had a bag stolen, who's, just people would say that it's like a rite of passage for someone who just moved here to have all those things happen to them. But if you can't take it and you can't handle it and you can't just wake up the next day and go, okay, what's this next day going to look like for me? You're not going to cut it here. So my most unpopular opinion would be that you think you might make it here. You probably won't. You probably won't. And if there's any sort of inkling of like a little bit of weakness in there, or like any self-doubts, lack of confidence, any of that, you're not built for it. Don't come here. Don't come here. Don't. The hardest part about being a lifestyle creator is defining what lifestyle is for me and then being able to give that back to you guys. That's the hardest part, because lifestyle, there's so many umbrellas with lifestyle. There's so many pillars you can go after. Lately for me, it's been New York City's been a pillar, my life has been a pillar, but what does that really mean, you know? And really trying to figure out what aspects of my life are okay to show you and what are not. What kind of lifestyle am I showing you? And what does that mean? Am I aesthetic? I'm far from it, admittedly. Am I, am I leaning into like being an uptown girl? What is lifestyle? It's just such a broad umbrella. And so that's the toughest part is sort of figuring out what lifestyle means for me and then being able to figure out how I can create the content for you that you'll want to watch. And that's part of the reasons why I came up with the Maybe Alley series. I wanted to sort of morph the media I was making, the blog posts that I was making about New York City and sort of morph it into a visual media with the YouTube videos. And so I essentially have taken my blog and made it into a video series. And that way, I can give you guys little bits of my life with the New York City diaries, but also give you a little bit of what life is like in New York City with Maybe Alley. And so figuring out how to distinguish the two. Why did I start my YouTube channel? I answered this a little bit in my last video, which I'll leave up here, but I'll give you the what do you call it? Like a synopsis of it. I'll give you the synopsis. My mother passed away. 10 sessions of therapy were not enough to really figure out what this next chapter in life looks like. And so I essentially, after my therapy sessions were over, I decided to make a YouTube channel because I wanted to document my healing journey in real time so that I have this little like visual diary, all the things I was able to do while I was trying to heal from losing a parent and what that looks like for me. The hope is that as others watch these videos, they can see the healing within me, and then hopefully if unfortunately they've experienced something like this, they can find the healing within themselves too. Do I want to monetize one day? Sure. That, who wouldn't want to? But I am taking it one video at a time. And I'm making sure that I create proper foundations and create a proper family here before I even think about like making any money or anything like that. But that's the gist. That's the reason why I decided, because as a lost soul. While some days I still feel a little on the lost side, I have found great things in the stuff I've been able to do in the 6 months that I've been here. I don't regret starting this YouTube channel at all. I'm very happy. Okay, enough of that. No sadness, no sadness, no sadness, no sadness. None. What's it like filming in public in New York City? Short answer, I embarrassing. Depending on the video you're watching, I'm doing a voiceover. Some of my vlogs are heavy on B-roll while others aren't. When you see me talking into the camera, I have found a little nook where like no one has shown up for 30 seconds and I can get out what I need to say as quick as I can. It's hard to get comfortable with doing it because it for so long has been such a cringe thing, right? And you have to sort of be cringe and be okay with being cringe and embrace the cringe is what they tell you. And I'm slowly learning how to do that. I'm getting better at it though. Sticking the camera in my face all the time, it has been working, and getting my husband to help me film more B-roll so I can focus on speaking to the camera directly has been helping too. But for the most part, it gets embarrassing, especially when I'm at a big event or something and I know there's going to be a ton of people who are not doing what I'm doing. I find it easiest at events where others are doing the same thing I'm doing because it's just a big group of people who are just going to give each other advice and help each other with content, right? I'll never forget. We were at Jacob's Pickles for our anniversary a few months ago, and there was a girl who was an influencer who was sitting next to us, my husband and I, and she had the biggest, brightest light on, and she was like live on TikTok eating. And everyone around her was just like despised by her. And my husband and I were like the only ones who were like, no, it's totally fine. You're fine. Because we were the only ones that kind of understood it because I do it all the time. I don't do that exact thing, but I make content, so I understood. And then afterwards, we had a really nice conversation about she was really vulnerable about the fact that she was doing this alone and had no help. And I gave her some tips about how to do some of this stuff alone because I do a lot of what you see, a lot of what I'm doing is by myself. If you ever see a shot where I'm like in it and walking or talking or anything, that is a day where my husband has set aside time for me. Mostly I am just alone like doing this. And so it's not easy. It embarrassing. embarrassing is the way I would put it, but you have to kind of get over that if you want to keep doing this, especially in a major city like New York City. What's the most only in NYC moment I've had? The most only in NYC moment I've had. I mean, there's so many. Favorites are always the moments that are like on the subway proper. So like you'll see a few unhoused people asking for money, or you'll see like, you know, the immigrants who are like selling candy, and then you'll see Showtime all in the same train, sometimes at the same time, and you're just kind of wondering how all of that happened. Yeah, no, that would be, yeah, those are usually the biggest moments. Anything on the subway is literally only here because the subway is it can be such a deranged place to, to experience life. You can experience like 6 different lives in it on the New York City subway at any given moment. It's really funny. Funny enough, I think in July I have sort of like a New York City subway guide of sorts for maybe Alley episode that I want to film for July, and that's going to be fun because just gonna be riding the trains probably mostly. Just gonna see what kind of things I experience. I'm a little nervous about that one, but I might end up doing like voiceovers for that. It's hard to put like only in NYC because, you know, major city, and so anything that happens in a major city is going to happen in all major cities for the most part. I guess anything that's like musical theater related or Broadway related, you can't get in every single city. So like, you know, stage dooring and getting to like bump into Darren Chris randomly on a sidewalk. Who did I bump into once on the sidewalk? There's a couple of theater people that I bump into from time to time. And I just go, oh, I like you, you're fun. And they go like wave and leave. Not too many only in NYC moments. You know, as I get older, I'm a bit more of a hermit, so I'm not out as much. Not grumpy old grandma, but like grumpy auntie. Grumpy auntie. This was a good one. I actually got this one in my newsletter. So if you are not subscribed to my newsletter, I highly suggest doing so. I release a newsletter every Tuesday at around like 2 o'clock-ish, give or take. So if you want to, I'll leave the link in the description. They essentially asked, where do I go in New York City when I need some inspiration? And the answer is everywhere. But one of my favorite places to go, and you'll see it in maybe Alley episode I'm doing about parks, my favorite parks in New York. I like to go to Riverside Park. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. At the end of that movie, they meet up at the 91st Street Garden. Like Professor Love and all that stuff. And it's really such a beautiful movie, and it's such a love letter to the Upper West Side and to New York City. And I love Nora Ephron films, and that one always stuck with me. So anytime, you know, I feel a little down, I like to go there. If anyone ever is trying to like find me, if anyone's ever trying to find me, you'll probably find me at the 91st Street Garden and at Riverside Park. It's one of my favorite places, and I always kind of sort of envision that cheesy love stuff would happen to me there. I always envisioned a proposal there, you know, like a boyfriend would know how much I love that movie and like try to recreate it. That didn't happen. I got something better, by the way. Like my husband proposed to me at Disney World in front of Ariel in her grotto. Anyway, but that's where you'll find me mostly. Inspiration comes from anything, in my opinion. I'll visit art galleries. I'll go to the museum. I just want to look at art all the time, especially when I'm feeling low and I'm not feeling like myself. Art usually is what kind of brings me back out of it, and then I'm ready to go again, and I can like churn out 2-3 more videos and do my thing, and but to relax me and to inspire me, art or the 91st Street Garden is the way I go. One New York City thing that I haven't done, I mean, I've done, having been born and raised here, I've even done things that like you can't even do anymore. You know what? I'll give a little love where it should go. I want to spend more than 5 minutes in Staten Island. You can come at me. It's fine. The only time I ever stepped foot in Staten Island in my 38 years of life, I took the ferry there because we were taking photos on it, and I did the loop. And a lot of New Yorkers do this, so this ain't new. This ain't new. Went in, touched Staten Island, went around, got back on the ferry, and went right back to Lower Manhattan. That is all of the Staten Island I've ever touched. So maybe spend a day in Staten Island and see what that's like, about what happens there. Maybe go to the mall over there. My husband has been to that mall several times. But that's probably it because I've done everything else. I haven't done everything else in a long time. You know, your typical like Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, all the like touristy New Yorky stuff. I've done it all. I did it all on school trips. I just thought of another one. Go to the 9/11 museum. I have yet to go to the 9/11 museum. I feel like I'd fall apart if I did. I was a freshman in high school when all of that happened. That stuff, you know, lives in my head. It lives in my head rent free. Thank goodness, you know, I didn't know anybody and I had some experiences and maybe one day I'll tell you guys about it. I can't imagine what it's like for people who are down there and experiencing it in real time. See the museum, pay my respects. I've been to the fountains. I've just never been into the museum proper. Hopefully one day I'll work up the courage to do that without falling apart. From what I've gathered, they told me, well, you can read it on the website, there are parts of the museum where they're literally detour people who don't think they can handle it. And that's crazy to me that we have a museum like that, but warranted because some people legit just can't handle reliving that. I don't know if I'd be ready for that, but maybe that or Staten Island. What's something people don't see behind the scenes of my life? The stuff I don't talk about, really. I'm probably going to make one video discussing the topic of my health. One, and then probably never share, maybe do one once a year. Not everyone needs to know much about my health. My health is one thing I keep in here. It's not the greatest. I will keep it at that. I have a lot of things I need to reverse and work on, and I have been, and I've, you know, been eating better and doing my thing and doing so and doing that. The relationship I have with my husband, we keep that as much off the computer as we can. You'll see him, and you've seen him in vlogs before. Like he'll spend 2 seconds of a vlog once in a while, but that's really it. I'm not going to talk about him or my relationship with him. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. I've learned from many other vloggers by watching them and experiencing their life how much of a bad idea that is. So we just won't do it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are pretty much those are pretty much the things that I wouldn't show anybody or like am choosing to not show anybody because it's no one's business. And while yes, they are aspects of my life, I'm not into parasocial relationships per se. Like none of you honestly know me. You know what I post. That's as far as I'm keeping that on purpose. I get a little more personal on my blog sometimes and I get a little more personal on Instagram sometimes, but for the most part, you're just going to see what I want you to see. And that's how I've kept it. That's how I've always been since I've been on social media since like 2008, 2009. That's really it. I don't feel the need to share so much like that, but I'll share everything else. So feel free to ask me questions about other stuff, but like my health and my relationships, I won't answer those. How do I stay grounded in a city that's always on? For no other way to put it, how do I stay grounded in a city that's always on? I stay home when I need to turn off. Stay home when I need to turn off. There are literally times where like I'll say no to an event or I'll say no to something purely because my brain can't function anymore and I can't do it. I used to be very afraid to do that. I am no longer afraid to do that. As I get older, and this will surely happen to the young folks watching this video, I care less and less about what people are saying and doing. And me being grounded is meditating, staying home, not spending my money, and just kind of understanding that sometimes I need a day or sometimes two if it's really bad where I just need quiet because I literally just can't. I can't always stay on. I can't. Alessa can only do so much. I am a human being. My final question is a not so juicy question. Might be boring for some, but hey, it is what it is. What's my morning routine like? It's very simple. As someone who goes to bed usually at like 3 in the morning, because I'm either editing or in a YouTube spiral, I'll wake up, I'll take my medications, I'll drink a ton of water, brush your teeth, do my skincare. I use the pineapple refresh from Rhode that I love. It smells so good on my skin. So I use that, get my face together, brush my teeth, do all that stuff. And then depending on if I'm fasting or not, because I do fast, I will either break that fast or I'll have some more water, turn on the TV for background noise because I need noise in order to do work. Let me know in the comments if you're like that too, where like you need noise in order to do work. And I'll start editing, answering emails, seeing if any clients want any extra or additional work from me, or if I need to adjust anything or do anything. So that's most of my morning. And then by like 12, 1 o'clock, I'm ready to like break my fast and eat food proper. Then I'll do that. But my morning is very easy. I don't know if you guys want to see me walk through my morning routine. If you do, let me know in the comments and I will figure out a way to film that without looking like death, because I look like death in the morning. Yeah, it's a very simple morning routine. Will it get more complicated with time? Maybe. I don't know. I do plan on incorporating a workout in there because I need to start working out again. But for now, that's the simplest. Okay, that's the simplest routine I got. Okay, guys and dolls, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you want me to do another one of these. If you do want me to, start asking me questions now. Maybe I'll do another one in another few months. You can ask me questions in my newsletter. You can ask me questions on my vlog. You can ask me questions on my Instagram. So all the links are down below if you want to find me in all those places. And I thank you guys and dolls so much for joining me. This was fun. Thank you for asking me all the questions. I definitely promise you I'll go to Staten Island, I'm sure. Okay, guys and dolls, I love you. Take care, and I will see you on the next one. Next one being, I think we got a July reset coming. So get ready for some major new stuff happening. Probably noticed it already. I'll give you a clue. Look at my channel banner when you have a moment, and you'll get a feel for what's happening.